wherever it may be that given year for anything in the world. And I think for the adversity that everybody went through for a 10, 11, 12-week period in 1968, the relationships are stronger.
One year, but I don't remember it. Maybe maybe you guys were just too far ahead of him at that point, and everybody was leaving early to go to the 09 reunion.
I think that was perhaps more fun.
Because there was no formal structure to it. The people have seen, that come to the event, have seen the film 7, 8 times, some of them, and they still think, they still laugh. Everybody brings a friend. You've never been to 09 before? Come with me tonight. And
you're part of that year, but in going to a couple of the reunions, you always remember something. I still remember when you actually watch the game film, you know, the Belmont Watertown game, when the paper airplane flies by the camera and somebody always yells that it's the coach sent it in the next play on the paper airplane.
I think Wally's correct in the unity that that 09 has brought, and as I mentioned at the beginning, the amount of former Watertown players such as yourself and even the younger kids who were just 2 or 3 years out of Watertown High, they can relate a little bit, not to the 09 per se, but just to the tradition and the feelings of being proud, being proud to have played for Watertown High. And football is very important in Watertown.
Yeah.
And knowing a lot of different schools in the Middlesex League and meeting a lot of different coaches, they always go back to that. There's something different about, or something special, I should say, about the Watertown football player. And I think along with that, and incorporating just the spirit and the loyalty that the 09 brings out, particularly around Thanksgiving time, brings, I think, the town a little bit closer, particularly on Thanksgiving. I think if anybody has never participated or seen the 09 club in action on Thanksgiving Day morning, you really should come over to on the 50-yard line tomorrow and get involved with some of the cheers. And I'm sure Coach Barbetti, I know my younger brothers and quite a few other players who have been on the sidelines, who have played, have been spurred on and encouraged by the enthusiasm and the spirit that the 09 club gives to Watertown on Thanksgiving. And there have been on a few occasions where I think the 09 club has actually been indirectly involved in helping Watertown possibly squeak out a ball game. And I think Steve and Wally will agree. A couple of years ago, I think it was back in '81, when Watertown won 6-0. We before the ball game, we found out that Belmont might pull a surprise and try an onside kick. And sure enough, when Watertown and Belmont went out there for the opening kickoff, the 09 club started yelling out, onside kick, and sure enough, Belmont tried it, and Watertown recovered, and next play Watertown scored it, and ended up 6-0 in Watertown. So we kind of feel that we'll take a little credit for that.
Yeah, well, I think it's, like you said, Nick, the big thing about it is you have a team that was on, and the whole tenor of the night is is good-natured. The fact that you could go through a tough season like that just goes to show that the winning isn't that important. Sure. We have had a successful program for a long time now, but those guys, every year, they come down to the 09 club and they see this team that didn't win a game and find that they're so close and that they're so proud of everything that they've done, and they're so proud, most importantly, that they've kept together and that they've developed this thing. I think that's a real important feeling for them to get out of football in general, as opposed to somebody who said, we were 2-0, we beat everybody. Who really cares about that? This stuff is much more important in the long run.
It's important to note that when we first started this club, we were almost embarrassed. We didn't know what we'd get for response. Yeah. we were, it was one of those things, we sent out invitations or whatever, and then we were saying, oh my God, what have we done? And what if only 4 people answer?
Yeah.
But not only was response excellent from the beginning, but just about every year it's grown with the number of people who come.
Yeah.
I think we struck a responsive chord. I really think we're part of tradition.
You never know. Maybe you're starting things in other parts of the country. I remember your invitations to other teams. Wasn't there one team that was 0-11 and didn't even score a point in the whole year?
Ohio. High school in Ohio was 0-11.
You never know. The fact that maybe that letter will follow in the season when some poor high school kid comes up to his coach, all embarrassed about it. Goes and shows him what all these guys in Watertown
put things in perspective. If the worst thing that ever happens to you is you go 0-9 in high school football.
Exactly. it might mean it might be pretty bad for them at that point, but it'll just show them that it really is minor in the big scheme of things. How about, we have 2 movies here. They're kind of outdated. What are you guys going to do now? We have video cameras and things now. You can do a 2-hour feature if you'd like. Why not?
Well, we're glad you mentioned it. Giving us ideas, right? Actually, Billy, I suppose I can admit it now that John DeLorean, shortly before his arrest, was working on a limited edition 019 DeLorean, which is going to be...
Gentlemen from Maine to California, give me your attention while I warn ya. You gotta be a football hero to get along with the beautiful girls. In spite of all $1 million can do, a tackle or 2 will mean more to you. If you can make the winning touchdown, you'll never have to buy them pearls. You gotta be a football hero to get along with the beautiful girls, girls, girls. To get along with the beautiful girls. touchdown. We want a touchdown. We want a touchdown. We want a touchdown. He's on the 50, the 40, the 30, the 20, 15, 10. You gotta be a football hero to get along with the beautiful girls. You gotta be a touchdown getter, you bet. If you wanna get a baby to bet, the fact that you are rich or handsome won't get you anything in girls. You gotta be a football hero to get along with the beautiful girls. Gentlemen from Maine to California.
Oh, in 1968. Oh, in 1968. Oh, in 1968. Oh, in 1968. Hey! Move the Belmont Panthers! Move the Belmont Panthers!
The sights and sounds of winning, high fives, cries of "We're number one." If you caught Jack Edwards' Sportscast earlier this evening, you saw them all as part of Super Saturday, the day of the high school Super Bowls. Our story tonight focuses on a high school football team of 20 years ago, before the days of the Super Bowls, when a team simply stood by its record as a measure of its success. Our team in question, Watertown High, 1968, didn't win a single game. Not very successful by most standards, but if there was ever a living embodiment of the old cliche, winning isn't everything, it has to be this group. They've managed to turn the memory of that losing season into something much greater. They call it 0-9 pride.
Yes, it was the stuff of history, local history at any rate. The time, Thanksgiving morning, 1968. The game, Watertown at Belmont. For the visitors in white, much is riding on the game. A victory will salvage an otherwise winless season. But it wasn't to be. Final score, Belmont 28, Watertown 6. No wins, 9 losses for the year. The high school yearbook, ensuring that history would be kind, never mentions the record, choosing instead to speak of the Raiders' never-say-die attitude.
Good. Great. What's going on? You're still up in Vermont? You bet. Yeah.
Thanksgiving Eve, 1988. Time, as the saying goes, heals all wounds. The members of that legendary winless team are now members of the 0-9 Club, and this night marks their 20th anniversary. Nick Pappas is the man behind this losing cause.
Well, we started back in 1972, right around Thanksgiving.